Right, when you want to start talking, I'll start the clock.
Okay. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our project is on the driverless cars in the travel and tourism sector, and we will be specifically talking about Enterprise Holdings and the innovation processes that they have in place for this new opportunity. So the driverless cars in the tourism sector is going to be basically a huge opportunity for Enterprise. And we're going to go through four main talking points. The first being innovation strategy in the firm itself, how the firm should organize for innovation, how the firm should search for new innovation processes, and which networks Enterprise should join or connect with to add value to their company.
Thanks, Grant. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start with looking at the environmental influences to an innovation strategy of the driverless car in our chosen sector, which is travel and tourism. So there are two strands of debate going on with the driverless car. One is saying that yes, we should go for driverless car because it's the future, and here are the value generating opportunities involving those technology. One is fuel efficiency, navigation, better traffic control, better safety, personalization, and convenience factor. And on the other side of the coin is there are some key caveats or issues, like liability issues, who is going to be responsible if there's an accident for instance, and some key regulations. Not every country or state is ready yet for the driverless car. And there are also issues with labor displacement. What will happen to the drivers and taxi drivers, for instance? And the last thing is the business implication. We don't know yet how huge the market demand will be with the driverless car. So it's a go and no. But we argue that they should develop ASAP the innovation strategy for driverless car. So next. So that is on the macro scale, the environmental influence. Let's look specifically at how Enterprise should fit in the driverless car technology in their story or their company strength and weaknesses. So the industry of car hire started in the USA in 1947, post-World War II. And on 1957, an ex-Navy officer named Jack Taylor started the business in the neighborhood where Americans live and work. So the key competitors, the original ones, started in the airport market. Now what Jack Taylor did is he went outside of the airport contested market and he went into a newly created space for him to learn and do incremental innovation until he hit the right strategy. So they developed a "we'll pick you up" strategy where customers don't have to go to their branches, but it's the other way around. They will pick the customers up and they will deliver the car. So that paid off, that strategy paid off. In 2007, it became the largest holding firm of car rental in the whole world, not only in the US, based on revenue, fleet, and networks. And after that, it acquired the original players. So the Alamo and National, and they also have branches in the airport now. And in 2008, they moved outside of the US market. They captured Europe, and in 2012, the China market. Here are the key assets and resources. They have 17.8 billion in revenue. They are larger, even larger than Marriott Hotel, Hilton, Ryanair, EasyJet. Reputation over the years, they have developed their reputation for car rental service. They have intellectual properties like automated rental management system. It's like your iOS in your iPhones. That's the operating system. They started with 7 cars. Now they have 1.5 million cars and trucks combined, making them the largest fleet in the world. 7,000 branches located in neighborhood within the US and across the globe. 83,000 employees from just one single employee. And they have R&D center. They are focusing on biofuel, renewable energy. What can they do? We're going to argue that this R&D center can be innovation center as well. And here are their key capabilities. They are #1 in customer service, as backed up by our reference here, Forbes. Talent management, financial strength, acquisition management, and network management. Next. So business is all good. They are doing great in their existing strategy is paying off. But here is our our multiple scenarios for the next 5 to 10 years. So driverless car would be here. It's going to be the phase 1 product innovation, and the phase 2 would be process, or how are they exactly going to integrate driverless car into these key service areas. As a holding company, they have different subsidiaries here that you can see, and the key service areas or key businesses are rental, lease, share, fleet management, van, and trucks. And each one of those can be a business model. So what our group is going to make for the next 2 or part 2 presentation is driverless car in their car rental business. So you can see, for instance, we have here their partner in Europcar. This driverless car will be part of the car collection. So as a customer, you have the option to choose whatever you have, luxury or economy or cheap cars, or the driverless car option here. So next. So let's look deeper at the capabilities of the company. How can they fit the new technology of driverless car, which can be a very disruptive technology, and their firm-specific strategy. So in the position, they are in a favorable environment because US is one of the most innovative countries. As measured by Global Innovation Index, they are ranked number 1 by Bloomberg. Competition, they are the largest car rental up to date, but we argue that you can be the best, you can be the largest, but when you have this kind of disruptive technology, it can be shaken. So international value chain, they are present in the US, China, Europe, through their alliance and firm-specific capabilities. Over the years, they developed customer service, talent, and IT management. So here are the 2 main paths that they can look at. Number 1 is enjoy your existing strategy. Just do your best. Keep going with your existing strategy based on exploit the reputation, tacit knowledge, standards, and your sustainable advantage. But here's another path that we are proposing: the driverless car and technological trajectory. We mean by trajectory in this context, that every technology is going online nowadays. You can book airlines and online, mobile, and using your smartphones. Not only airlines, but hotels, and even cars. So we believe that they should not only take one road, but they should combine all of these to exploit the different possibilities that we're going to propose. So the processes would include exploring multiple futures. They begin with the vision first. Once you have the vision, you need knowledge, you need information, so you need to keep in touch with your internal and external knowledge and transfer all the information there. Once you have the information, you need the skills. So you need new competencies. You have to develop competencies. This should be in line with your firm-specific capability here. And once you have the competencies, you have to translate it at the bottom line. So profits, be it environment, be it customer service or shareholders, whatever, it has to be a business model innovation that we're proposing for part 2. So the next part would be a strategic choice between, are you going to be a leader or a follower?
Thanks, Ken. The next concept is the first mover advantage. If you want to be leader in the market, then you have to innovate new things, new technology in your firm. So then and then you will be leader in your firm. So here they should be rational or incremental approach. The rational, it means they already have the rational approach. They already did their environmental survey, environmental things in their firm, and they should be do incremental approach because the driverless car system is the new thing in the market. So it's a new platform for every firm. So they should innovate new things in their firm. The next thing is market influence. Market influence, they can expand their markets, they can expand their business in other countries, like they already expand their business in USA, European countries, and China. So the next thing is dynamic capabilities. Dynamic capabilities, there is nothing but they have already resources, and they should innovate new resources for the driverless car technology. The next thing is the be the leader and the first mover. They already have these advantages. They should be innovate new technology with the fuel efficiency. These are the things which are the technological factor, geographical and demographical advantage. Pioneer reputation. They already have pioneer reputation because their firm is already formed in 1957. From 1957 to till end, they got lots of brands and trademarks in their firm. So they already have good reputation in their organization. The customer relationship, they maintain their customer relationship through the questionnaire, through the feedback of the customers. So they have good customer relationship, and they should may innovate new things in their sources. So they have 83,000 employees in their firm. So they can innovate new things through their employees. So these are the sources of the innovation. They can innovate these things from the employees. After this innovation network, it will explain my colleague Grant. The next is a threat of competition. These are the advantages, but threat of competition, maybe if company got this advantage, so get this advantage, then the threat may be less, and if not, then will be diversified. So next thing is how enterprise should organize for innovation. These are the existing things, and these are the innovative things. They already have visions, give the good service to their customers. They already have key people. The Taylor, which is the founder of Enterprise Holding, he is the experienced person, and they already have 83,000 people in their system. So they can use their skills for the innovation. They already have organization structure. Their organization, they balance their management. The founder is Taylor, which is a family firm, and the chairman is the non-family based. So they maintain their management. After that, strong family values. It's a family firm, so they also help for the innovation. Next is the service standards. It's for the customer relationship. They already maintain with the customer relation. They should be focused on innovative culture, because if you want to innovate new things in your firm, so you have to morely focus on the innovative culture, because you have new thing. You have to search these things from that places. So need to be innovate these things culture. Another thing is the motivation and rewards. Motivation and rewards is nothing but you can manage a function in your firm, like award ceremony or prize distribution in your firm. Then you can distribute the prize for your employee who giving the best things for the giving his best in the system. So another thing is the university partners. They already have some university partners, but they can improve their university partners for the researchers. They can select the researchers from the university, and they innovate the things they require for the driverless car system. Next is the alliances. They already have alliances in Europe, in China. They can improve their alliances in other countries for the innovation. The next is a recommended platform, intranet and extranet. Intranet is nothing but it's an open innovation. They can give the innovation to other people for the fix the problem, and they can form the new ideas from the external people, and they can share their problems to the another people, so they can innovate new things. Next is the collaborative open space. Now let's discuss this collaborative open space with the example of our UL always gives the wines after the guest lecture. So we can collaborate on that lecture, and we will share our concepts. Like collaborative open space, the firm will be arrange morning coffee or beer party for their employee, and then they can share their ideas to their employees. Next thing is the local branch trial and error. In these things, they already have lots of branches over the world, so they can fix the problem through their interactive communication and interactive problems, so they can fill their trials and error. Next thing.
In this section, we're going to see how enterprise is going to search for innovation. This is a model that we created. There are two approaches. One is inside enterprise through its internal knowledge connection by linking its employees management team, research and development, marketing, and supply chain. On the other hand, it's upside enterprise. There are two opposite causal forces, which are the technology push and the demand side. In this case, car designers and manufacturers are gonna push their product into enterprise, which is the outside in. Enterprise is gonna develop, exploit and explore the technology and make it available to the market. Futures and forecasting, underserved users such as people with disabilities, elderly people are more likely going to lead enterprise into a design-led innovation, which is to define and create its own market. There are other significant sources of innovation, which are regulations and media. Regulators and legislators have been insisting on the usefulness of low-efficient cars, and states like California, Michigan, Nevada, and Florida in the US and the UK have allowed the trial of autonomous cars on public roads. Media, it highly influences our market perception, especially in this case where driverless cars are not an issue of public road discussions. In this whole process, enterprise has to probe and learn, send its scouts to the existing market in China, US, and Europe, and in order to reach its punctuated equilibrium. One of its subsidiaries can take this technology or make it function as a corporate venture. This framework, we used it to map enterprises' innovation. We're mainly going to focus on the left-hand side, where we assume that enterprise is going to lead an incremental and radical innovation on an existing framework, which is the car industry. Enterprise has to exploit its current expertise, know-how, and tacit knowledge, as well as its customers and clients. Whereas it also has to explore new customer segments and ways to collaborate with car designers and manufacturers. However, its operation environment is going to be bounded by legislation and regulation, since this kind of technology needs to comply with safety and traffic rules and laws. Next, I'll let Grant explain the networks that enterprise has to join or build.
Alright, so here we have the Open 5G Innovation Network. These are some of the main parts of where enterprise should look into joining, whether they're collaborating with them as new markets or existing markets. So we have labeled here the lighter green are markets where they need to breach and enter into that will benefit them based on their innovative strategy, and then the darker green are these three right here that they have already joined, and they just need to organize and maintain these aspects of the market. So we'll start with the key suppliers. This is going to be a technology push. Right now, there's not too many car companies in creating the actual car itself that's driverless, but Google is actually making the technology. So simply, as I believe Ken stated, Enterprise has 1.5 million cars in its fleet alone. Simply buying the technology off of Google, being innovative, would save them millions of dollars just buying the technology and applying it to their existing vehicles. So then also Nissan, BMW, and Mercedes are eventually going to be producing cars coming in the next few years, and then trucks in 2015, I believe. The competitors and communities of practice, they're going to want to look into that as well. The competitors are obviously other agencies, car rental agencies such as Avis and Hertz. They're probably the two largest in the United States of competitors. That's why, again, we want to be a first mover in this strategy, the innovative strategy, to try and keep them out, be first mover, gain the most market share possible. The same goes with communities of practice, the car hire, car share. It's basically what Enterprise has been founded upon. Sectoral networks and customers and alliance acquisitions are existing areas that Enterprise Holdings is involved with. We'll start with the customers. This is where you're going to have a lot of demand. They are already involved with the health and tourism industry. As we're saying, the largest target market is the industry of tourism. This is because so many people buy bundle packages now online through Expedia. You can buy your hotel, your airplane, and your car rental all in one package. So this is a huge sector you could look into as Enterprise. Sectoral networks are going to be more based off of research and design. These are more so like travel and tour operators. Again, it's a bundle package you're going to want to look into as well for innovation. And then again, the alliance and acquisition, this is a huge market that Enterprise has already been involved with. They've recently purchased Alamo and National, two huge competitors that are now under their wings, so to say. So that's going to be a huge global business opportunity. Also, they have branches in Europe with the Travel Association in Europcar, and then also the eHire, which is in China. Basically, a lot of this allows for strategic partnerships, which includes in like system integration and networking. So a lot of innovation from the intra-firm network, which comes from existing consumers, employees, stuff like that. So basically, to organize and join into the 3 existing and then join into the 3 new markets would be extremely beneficial to have a 5G open innovation network.
So to conclude, we believe that yes, driverless car rental service is a very viable position, and their innovation strategy should be they should be the first mover and leader in this kind of technology. And how are they exactly going to do that? They should collaborate with their existing alliances, and Grant talked about the potential networks that they should join in using open learning and open innovation, and the knowledge transfer should be internal or within and external knowledge. And they have to exploit their 5th generation innovation network, the interfirm and alliances as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for listening. We're happy to answer questions.
Okay. Local branch trial and error. How's that going to work for driverless cars?
Well, being in the States, I think is a good, so Enterprise's thing is we'll pick you up. In the United States, I know if like someone has a car repair or they need to travel somewhere, it's easy for them to just call and have Enterprise pick you up, which is their saying. So instead of having 2 drivers come and get you, it'll save time, cut costs, reduce stuff like that.
Yeah.
So having
I'm not sure
branches-
you're asking the same, answering the question I asked. I'm looking at the slide. Hang on, it's probably slide number 6. No, it's probably number 8, I think. Where you're talking about how enterprise should organise for innovation. Yes, it's the last bullet point on that slide.
So they currently have 7,000 branches. So we believe that they can just have a pilot testing, multi-location pilot testing, where regulations are already set in place, like California.
All right.
Just one branch in California alone, like within Silicon Valley, where you have the cluster of high-tech companies there. You can partner with Google, for example, completely transform the entire branch into your pilot test or your pilot branch, and you do trial and error and open learning, and then once you have the adequate feedback, then you can feed it to the whole company.
Okay, no, that makes much more sense. So in other words, it's more targeted perhaps than that slide would lead you to believe. You know, it's almost like it's almost like pilots rather than trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else? So why are strong family values important? You made quite an issue out of that when you were talking about building an innovative organisation. What's the specific contribution that the family values is going to make to making them innovative, particularly in this kind of rather disruptive, discontinuous environment?
Like within the tourism sector, based on like family values and stuff like that? Or with the company itself?
I can see how it's important to their existing competitive advantage, but it's their innovation strategy we're talking about here.
Yes.
Now, doesn't that represent something of a break with the current situation?
Yes, that's the whole idea. Their strong family values is tightly integrated since 1957, and up to now it's 98% family owned. So what we believe is, if they should keep on focusing on their existing strategy and shunning away from the breakthroughs or disruptive innovation like this, then they can have detrimental effect on their strategy.
when you think about family firms, do you normally think about innovation, particularly in or disruptive innovation? Because we are talking about it. You know, if cars don't need drivers anymore, then it's a big change to the way in which cars are going to be hired, isn't it?
Right.
And one thing as well is there's a study between family firm and public companies. They see a very special key characteristics in family companies and private companies versus public companies such as Apple, for instance, in a way that family values, they focus on the long term. They see 20 years, 50 years, multi-generations. They would keep doing their best to protect the family business rather than a short-term gain, quarterly reports in the public sector, in the public company sector.
Okay. One last question. So can we go to about 2 slides back, please, to where we're talking about the capability approach. So, without maybe anticipating too much what you're going to say in your next presentation, because what you're talking about under processes there, exploring a range of futures. How are you going to do that? I didn't pick up on that later in the presentation.
I made a specific slide for that, the movable.
Hang on, well, let's have a look. Is that...
Before. Yeah, so this is actually
Oh, that's
the
this one,
range
right.
of futures that they can look at.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't make the connection. Okay, so, but no, you're talking about a range of products, but not a range of futures within each of those products. Okay.
Well, I touched on the fleet management with the innovation strategy partnering with Google. So that would be fleet management as in like installing new technology in those vehicles. Then as well as the vans and trucks, that would also be phased out once the technology is available with trucks, as I said, starting 2025, 2015.
Again, that's a range of things you're doing, but that's
Right.
not necessarily the same as exploring a range of futures. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay, thank you very much. Right, my original plan was to go through 4 presentations and then but I'm not sure, to be honest. I reckon that I could do with a bit of a break, and I'm not sure that you guys couldn't as well. Should we take 15 minutes out now, please, and then I'll take another 15 minutes after the 6th presentation. Okay, so just hold on, please.